Welcome back to Geeky Reviews. I'm your host, Michael Wilkerson, and this is going to be my review for Season 1, Episode 2 of Supernatural. So this episode begins in a forest with some boys. They're going camping. They end up encountering a Wendigo, which is the big monster of the week for this episode. The next thing we kind of follow a lot is it's taking place after the events of the pilot. Sam's girlfriend, Jessica, just got murdered. And so she basically stops at her graveyard, essentially, where she's being buried, or where she was buried, and basically just says he should have been there to protect her at all costs. I like this whole motivation for Sam, giving him a personal reason as to wanting to find this thing, getting a hard on, really wanting to try and find the thing that killed his girlfriend, but also still wanting to kill and try to find the thing that killed mom. And I'm glad that he eventually came around still on it. That even though he didn't really know his mom, he still wants to essentially try to find this thing that killed her, just like Dean does, just like of course, just like his dad would want. But it is more the reasoning for wanting to find the thing that killed his girlfriend beyond just his mom. It's more about himself, which I like that. It gives him a personal reason for why he's doing this. Makes sense. But basically, after that night, we find out he's been having nightmares. So he ends up waking up inside of the car, sleeping, and jumps up and like he's scared, like something grabbed him. This was a nice little way to kind of foreshadow the Wendigo grabbing somebody inside of its plain sight, when this is kind of foreshadowing the end of this episode where they're all in the cave, basically trying to escape from this Wendigo, and eventually encountering it. But I really do like this idea. It's pretty cool and effective. It's kind of a nice little jump scare to kind of foreshadow it, which I like. The coordinates that the dad left them were 35-111, which we found out in the pilot, the first episode. These are coordinates for a place called Blackwater Ridge inside Colorado. It's just a forest inside Colorado in the middle of nowhere. Basically, they are trying to figure out why their dad is sending them all the way in the middle of nowhere. Before they do this, though, they end up going into a ranger station inside of Lost Creek, Colorado. They encountered this ranger over there, and they basically tell him the case of what they're following, which is this brother of this girl named Hailey that ended up going missing, never really came home after his camping trip. But before he went camping, he filed like a backcourt permit for them, or for himself, and for his friends, I think. And so in a way, this was a way for them to say that this was a way for them to make it more of a, like, not a missing persons case, just to kind of ease their pain, which it was interesting. But I do understand. I feel like it's very naive of them to just assume it's not missing persons case, like something really bad seriously could be happening. Obviously, they're just rangers, so they don't really know. They're very, very naive as to what's out there in the woods. But they obviously do have jobs. They do encounter. I think the idea is like they haven't encountered this like strange thing called a Wendigo yet, especially this far west, which Dean brings up later in the episode, that they're usually way up north, and why would they be more out west in Colorado? It makes no sense. But yeah, they basically follow this lead. Sam wants to really go in there and just just go find this thing and try to track down the dad. He's like more like Dean says, shoot now and ask questions later type of deal. And it was interesting because you could see that maybe Dean would be that kind of character where Dean would be wanting to go and head first straight on, but he actually has they do show this cool thing with is like he has some instincts. He wants to slow down, maybe go and ask this girl some questions about her brother, what they're walking into, instead of just walking into a forest in the middle of nowhere. Maybe go and ask them, okay, well, what really happened that night, so that they know what they're up against, because neither of them at this point in the show have encountered a Wendigo. So I like that idea behind it. So they ended up going to interview this girl named Hailey, and learning about her brother, going camping. And again, she's more of a character, which I like, where she's, wanting to go and try to find her brother. She takes care of him and then his younger brother as well, which we do get introduced in this episode as well, which I thought was really cool. I'm surprised they don't really. I'm surprised. It made me wonder, like, has she ever really gone up there since he went on his camping trip? Has she ever went up there prior to this? They just kind of go in, or she just kind of goes in with these guys, Sam and Dean, that she barely knows. So it made me question, did she ever go investigate what happened to him or not? I'm guessing no, considering like she's been waiting it out for him to come home. But I would have thought maybe she would have done that, like actually go out and try to find her brother more. But since he was never gone, or since he was always gone and he never came back home after he left for his camping trip. But obviously I'm guessing that filed court or back court like permit thing was a way to ease her pain, like I said, but you never know. The biggest thing I will say is I like the development in this of them going up against something they've never really encountered before, but it does send Sam down this road of like, I will say probably like self-doubt in a way of like why not really self-doubt, but more like questioning why he's doing this towards his brother. Why is he protecting these people if that thing is still out there, that thing has killed somebody, but why am I doing this? And Dean, I really like this idea of like Dean comforting Sam, knowing his brother, that he's not okay, and wondering, and just like, well, guess what? Dad and our family were really messed up. Maybe the idea of helping somebody else could ease our pain, essentially kill all these sons of bitches that killed these people. And, like I said, just, maybe it makes our family a little less messed up. And I like that kind of idea behind it, which is cool. Like I said, I actually thought this episode was pretty good. I think the pilot held up pretty strongly, which is crazy to me. But this second episode furthered that a lot. And again, I equally liked it as much as the first episode. I'm trying to think of like a really weak spot that they really delved into, but I can't really think of one. Like maybe I just have some nitpicks with the plot, like I said, about like I could have used some more answers on Hailey, and did she ever go look for him and stuff like that? I don't know, prior or after he went missing. But again, that's just stuff that has to happen for the plot. I think Rory was probably my least favorite character in this episode, just the side character. He was always like this guy that was, thinking he knew better than everybody else and all of that. And I don't really like those kind of people, just kind of smart mouthing it. I get the intent or whatever is to kind of offset what Dean knows, like thinking Dean knows a lot more versus some guy that's been like hunting for these things for like 20 years. I get the idea and offset, but he was kind of a jackass, which I don't really like. But I get the intention there, I guess. But yeah, overall, I'm going to give this pilot, I probably will say at least a 9 out of 10. It's probably tied with the first episode. I really enjoyed it a lot. Let me know what you guys think. What was your favorite part of Supernatural Season 1, Episode 2? And if you enjoy the review, as always, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I'll talk to you guys in the next Geek Reviews video. Peace.